adjustments and we make changes. And we do things a little different maybe. Until we get the result we want. And you guys have made it so easy. It's not even fair. We haven't had to adjust a whole lot. Basically, I just sit here and let you fuck with me. And then my guys will catch it. It's not that hard. Because you're stupid. You're a stupid... I mean, I'm not kidding you, Mr. Perry. I lived in Vegas all that time. And there's a lot of stupid in Vegas. You add all the stupid in Vegas up together, it's not a drop in the bucket compared to yours. No date, no chance of a date, and no cover-up. And you do the same thing every day to piss everybody off and get everybody all nice and creeped out and disturbed feeling and icked out and ugh, yuck. You killed a cop. You creeped me out. There's no chance of a date. And you with your little, I hear you guys do your little casting. You hired a bunch of witches. You guys are occult people or something. You hired a bunch of witches and you do little seances and you little voodoo shit. And you expect me to wake up the next day and change my mind. And one of your witches, you know how I know this? Because my guy goes, listen to this. We recorded him talking to a witch. That fucker hired a witch. They're casting spells on you thinking that'll make you fall in love with them. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me with this. He goes, no, that's how desperate this fucker is. I'm like, wow. So he tells me, he tells me like he's playing the recording, and he goes, this witch tells his buddy, this fucker's stupid. This chick is sold out for God. There's no way she's changing her mind, and she hates him. So he's hired me to cast a spell on her to hopefully she'll change her mind. When I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. It's just going to piss her off. That's it. Because when that only works on people who haven't made up their mind yet. She's made up her mind. She's not going to change her mind. And the more he pushes her and does all this stuff that is opposite of how she believes, it's just going to make her mad. Well, guess what? Here we are 3 months into that. And it made me mad, Perry. That's all it did. You even had a witch come ask me if the voodoo doll was working. Stephanie or Jennifer or something. I'm in a restaurant and some lady comes up to me. I don't even know this chick. I'm Stephanie or Jennifer. I can't even remember now what she said her name was. I'm supposed to see if the voodoo doll was working, and I'm like looking at her like, I'm like, you gotta be. It doesn't get any weirder. You should hear the weird ass shit these people say to me. It's like, man. There would be guys come into my club when I was working as a dancer, and they would literally say to me, David and Charles hired me to come in here and say XYZ to you, but I'm not weirdo. I'm not going to say that. And I would be like, we'd be laughing. And they'd be like, let's go get a dance. And I'll be like, all right. And they'd be like, I'm sorry you're having to go through this. I don't know what the hell's wrong with these guys. They're weird. These fuckers are weirdo. I'd be like, I know. Tell me about it. I know. Perry's the Looney Tune. He needs to be put in a fruitcake farm. So, I couldn't get into everything with him then, but this is not something, Mr. Perry, you're hiding. This is so embarrassing. So fucking embarrassing. And the more you guys fuck with me, the more you get caught. And you get all freaky Jason and start wanting to type into my phone. Is it Ty? Is it Z? Is it Al? Is it this person? Is it that person? Is it your family? Is it your kids? Don't call my family or my kids. Weirdo. Get the fuck out of my life. Why can't you control yourself? Look at this guy. Look, the rest of the world sees Neil as a fruitcake. He's not going to get a date, Perry. He's offended everybody. He's making her the more he pushes, the more aggravated she gets. He's provoking, Mr. Perry. It's a crime to stalk, hack, and peep. You know why? Because people don't like it when you do that. There's a reason everybody else doesn't act like you. You act like a fucking 2-year-old little girl. I've never seen anything like it. It's pathetic. There's a reason everyone doesn't act like you. You can't put that together on your own. I gotta say it. And guess what? I can say it now. I'll have to say it again tomorrow and the next day and the day. Because he's got like fucking Alzheimer's or something. He can't remember. You also can't remember what lie you told who to. So that's been perfect for us. We can get anything out of anybody because you don't remember who you said what lie to. It's hysterical. Anyways, watch this.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
You want.
I don't want fruit for this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Do you not see that the whole rest of the world sees your actions as just deeply weird and offensive? That other guys don't do what you do for a reason, and they can get a date and you can't. So Mr. Perry will do this stuff. When I'm complaining that he's hacking and peeping and all that shit, and he'll start typing in my phone, I can. Okay, but you don't have a date. You can't get a date. And guys who don't do what you do, hack and peep and bother and pester and hack and peep and bother and pester and act like Neil here, they can get a date and you cannot. So that you can't do. You have no date. You have no real love life. There's no sex, there's no hand holding, there's no phone calls, oh baby, I want you. None of that happens, ever. So other men can get a date, and you have failed for a decade, Mr. Perry. Where's Jacqueline when you do all that shit, by the way? Where's your wife? Does she know that you think you have two wives? I mean, does she know that you signed some forged marriage license and passed it all over the place and two people asked me about a Pinto and Chief Miller? Does she know that? What do you tell her you're doing when you sit around peeping on women in their house? Do you know how disgusting that is? Other men don't do can get a date and you can't. So don't sit there and type in my phone, I can hack, I can peep. Yeah, but you don't have a real love life either. And they do. Other men don't act like you. They fucking don't act like you, sir. And they can get a date. And you can't. So what is the point? You're not even benefiting from what you're doing. And you're still doing it. And we're all confused by that. We're all like, what in the fuck is the matter with somebody that does a fail every fucking day? It's not even benefiting you. You don't have a cover-up either, by the way. $25 million is a lot of money to only get told on, and what you just said is quoted all the fucking time. Don't you think? You're like talking to a 6-month-old baby, like you don't understand what's being said to you. Like you're just not all there. You have $25 million, you can't go see a doctor to help you with all that shit. I'm not a special ed teacher. I don't have any patience for that. I don't. I've been around a lot of people that are very, 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 very smart, Mr. Perry. I have no patience for you. You're stupid. I don't. So what we sit down and do is we figure out a strategy that's working. If it's not working, we change it. Like in a week. We don't wait 6 years. Oh gosh, maybe we should change what we're doing now. Stupid. And then we always also look at your weaknesses. You got like a bunch of them. One of them is that you're stupid and you don't change what you do, even if it's not benefiting you. And number 2 is you always want to be the victim. And you know what? That has backfired on you because it pisses people off when you act like that. It really makes everybody angry when you go around, oh, I'm a victim. No, we can see that you're not. You treat other people like they're just dumb. And they're not. And you're insulting their intelligence. And guess what that does? Pisses them off. Turns them against you. We use that. We use the fuck out of that. You're whiny. Snivelly. You know, I remember one thing that I did hear a lot about in Lubbock from a lot of people that I do respect. Personal responsibility. You fuck something up, you fix it. Have you heard of AA? It's called Alcoholics Anonymous. That's one of the 12 steps. That's one of the 12 steps. You sit down. You make amends to people that you wrote down. You write down what you did wrong to other people, and you make amends. It's in the Bible. When you go into the house of God, if you have a conflict with another person, you leave your sacrifice, you go make it right, and then you come back. It's almost like God saying, don't even talk to me until you fix that. Don't talk to me until you fix it. You put your sacrifice down, you leave it, you get out of here, and you go make it right with that person that you wronged, and then we'll talk. Because you know you did something wrong. You take responsibility. You act like a fucking man. You take responsibility for what you did wrong, and you make it right. And that's God. I didn't say that. That's God. But, oh yeah, you're a Satanist, so you don't like God, right? Okay. But guess what? God defeated Satan on the cross. Did he not? Satan tried to kill Jesus. Caiaphas, the high priest, the church boy, did it, didn't he? But at the end of the day, Jesus rose again, didn't he? He fucked you up. Sorry, that's how that works. You're dealing with God. You're not going to win that one. If you think you're going to fight that and win that, you're wrong. You're doing the same thing every day. You're getting the same fucking results. No date and you're told on. No date and you're told on. No date and you're told on. Every day, more caught than you've ever been in your life. And gets up the next morning and goes, let's do that again. And we're all like, what in the fuck? And he'll type in my phone names of people. Is it this guy? Is it that person? Telling on me. Who told? Is it this person? Is it that person? And I'm like, you're saying this like you didn't understand the words I said to you every day for the past 6 years. I'm not told that. And I wouldn't help you if I was. I want for you to be gone. So you get up like I've never said that before, and you keep asking me questions you know good and well I'm not going to answer. What is wrong with you? Listen, if you think that I know who told, I'm going to tell you this. There's a little secret message for you in Sesame Street. Go watch it. Go watch it. Hang on a second. Do you see what that says, Mr. Perry? Look at the date. July 27, 2014. I'm trying to move on out of Lubbock. I'm trying to move on from Daryl. I'm trying to move on with my life and get away from you. And I meet somebody that I really like and you butt into that. His name was Fabian. Nicest guy ever. You know what he told me? I think you deserve better than to spend the rest of your life being harassed by this guy. That was the best thing anybody had said to me in a while. I watched him work his ass off, and that impressed me about him. You're a fat, lazy slob. Turn off. All you do is watch other people work. And I heard, by the way, that when I was in Manford, that you complained to them about that. I think she's squandering her time. She's lazy. Because you wanted me to hurry up and file a Supreme Court appeal, didn't you? And I was told to hold off. Because when you push me in a certain direction, then we start trying to find out why. Like you coaxed Mike to Pensacola. When you start coaxing people, we all go, uh-oh, something's up. And you haven't figured out yet that we figured that out. It's so easy, it's not even fair. So, do you see, you butt into the thing with me and Fabian, and I didn't like that. I was pissed. Butt out, Buddy and Bertha. You're like Connie Curry. You always got to tell us what you think. And we're like, yeah, we didn't ask you. Butt in. So, I'm sending this to Quinn Sullivan after I'd asked you, leave me alone. I'm asking him, look, I can't get through to Perry. It's like talking to a 6-month-old. Doesn't understand words. Grown-up normal words. Maybe you can get through. I want him to leave me alone. I don't want a scandal. I don't have a choice. If he's going to hurt me, I'm going to have to go public with this, and I don't want to. I don't want to be on the news for this. I had bigger aspirations in my life than to be on the news, to be, your error in judgment. Your scandal. Your skank scandal. It's too late for that now. Thanks for that, by the way. I never wanted to be on the news for something like this, ever. Ever. And everyone that knows me knew that. I kept my mouth shut for 4 fucking years, putting up with your bullshit. So that I wouldn't be on the news for some bullshit like this. Monica Lewinsky type something something. Stormy Daniel type something something. That's not what I wanted for me and my kids. More importantly, my children. Oh, your mom's that lady. Oh my God. Jerry Springer Show. Son of a bitch. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Thanks for that. You made that impossible. Because I'm not going to also end up like Chandra Levy and be a fucking Dateline episode, Mr. Perry. I'm not going to be that either. So I have a choice. Am I going to have to end up being Jerry Springer Show episode where it's a fucking soap opera? Or do I end up dead and I'm a Dateline episode? Which one is it going to be? I'm not going to be Dateline. I'm not going to be Chandra. So I'm going to have to settle for the fucking Jerry Springer Show soap opera queen over here. Thinks he's entitled. So I kept my mouth shut for 4 years. You know that. I'm trying to reason with you. I'm telling you, somebody else is going to see you. This is a small town. In a small town like Lubbock, something happens at 8, it's all over town by 8:11. I don't want that. Please stop this. Please fucking stop showing up at restaurants where I am, uninvited. Please stop hacking me. Please stop peeping. Please mind your own business. Go live your life. Don't you have constituents to see? Don't you have clients to see? You have a tax business? Don't you fucking have a tax return to do or something? Don't you have somebody's wealth management portfolio to manage? I mean, why are you bothering me? Get a fucking life. That's what I liked about Fabian. He worked hard. I watched him. I mean, we worked together, so I wasn't stalking him. We worked in the same building. While we're working in the same building, I'm watching his work ethic. I'm like, wow, I really like this guy. He's working hard. He's not a lazy bone in his body. You don't have that. You don't have that. He did have that. So, and there's some other things that he did that's nobody's business. He showed some kindness to some other people that he really didn't have to do that. And I was like, wow, that impressed me too. He was kind to other people. That's what impressed me about Daryl Kitchens too, by the way, Perry. He's very kind. A man's kindness brings blessings. His cruelty will be his downfall. Listen to the words I just said. Somebody explain it to him, because I promise you, it's like talking to a 6-month-old baby. He won't get it. I'll say it and he won't understand. You're going to have to get somebody to help him. A man's kindness brings blessings. His cruelty will be his downfall. You've been very cruel to me. You've been very cruel to people around me. Your crime is more caught right now than it has ever been in your life. And Lubbock police, I don't have any... I come from 3 generations of very good police. I don't understand what in the hell is wrong with them. Between you and Caruth, what the fuck? They don't think much of life. You ever heard of depraved indifference to human life? They got blood on their hands, no question. No question. Dereliction of duty. There's honor in the badge. They're dishonoring the badge. They're the reason people want to defund police. The bad cops ruin it for the good ones. There's a lot of good cops, Mr. Perry. They don't like you. They don't like you at all. They feel bad for Mike. There's a whole country full of cops, Mr. Perry. There's police that think maybe you did something in their place, in their jurisdiction. They're looking at my records, my files. See if there's any similarities. Because you've been at this a long time. I just tried to get a protective order, Mr. Perry, and you tried to kill me right after that. I tried in May. Here comes Robertson in October. I'm going to put you in the lake if you don't recant your claims. And I'm like, oh, wow. I don't know. I started laughing at him. I'm like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I'm not recanting my claims. Well, you ruined his facade. He's mad about it. And that's my problem. How? How is that my problem? He's a grown-ass man. He made a choice. I'm sure he can live with his choices. He's a grown man, right? He's not 3 years old, is he? So then I start getting threatened and worse, and it got worse and worse. But Mr. Perry, you keep getting caught. When you fuck with me, you get caught. It's a pattern. A 6-year-old could have figured it out after the 3rd time that happened. You're like talking to a 6-month-old baby. Like, you just don't get it. Words said to you. I don't understand that. I really don't. I don't understand people that can't figure out a pattern. When you fuck with me, you get caught. There's never a date. When you fuck with me, you get caught. There's never a date. You fail every day. You fucking fail. There's a reason other men don't do what you do. And they can get a date and you cannot. There's no real date. There's no real love life. You're pathetic. You can't control yourself, can ya? The more you pester me, the more you take my money, the more things don't go well for you. And you guys can't put this together after it happens over and over and over and over and over and over. So what I'm saying is, I'm getting threatened with death just after I tried to get a protective order. And you thought nobody would suspect you immediately at first if I end up dead? Just because it wasn't granted. The seeking of a protective order usually happens when a woman's in fear for her life. I'm afraid this man is going to hurt me, Judge, and I need you to order him to not hurt me, but to stay away. So I forget my police report, and so Judge Eyrick says no. And he says no on jurisdiction, because I had a sucky attorney, frankly. She should have done a whole lot better job of asking me questions about jurisdiction, and she didn't. And I wish I had known then what I know now, and I would have explained it to her. Here's what he's done here. So I didn't understand that, and she didn't explain it to me, and so that was a fail. The good news is, though, there's something on the record that I tried to get one, right? And I've tried again and again. 11 times I've tried. You buy your way out. And again, you think people aren't going to look at that, especially if you're a cop and you're from somewhere else and you're going, I'm thinking he may have done XYZ crime in my jurisdiction. I'm going to look for similarities. I'm looking at her shit, and it does look, I'm seeing some patterns here. Like Officer Neely. 2 of us didn't get a blood test. 2 of us didn't die. 2 of us are in jail to cover up the fact that we didn't die. And you tried to kill us, both of us. We're both victims of attempted murder, premeditated. We just didn't die. Both of us drugged. Both of us given something foreign. I didn't get any blood tests at all. You guys made sure that didn't happen. Both times you obstructed justice on a complaint filed that may or may not have been you. Right? There's a pattern. There's a pattern here, Mr. Perry. Cops know how to spot a pattern, don't you? So if I'm asking you, why can't you figure out the pattern? Well, here's what an astute police officer is going to look at your pattern, Mr. Perry. And they're going to go, she just tried to get a protective order. And he's trying to kill her thinking nobody will notice. He's going to be the first person everybody thinks of. First guy everybody thinks of. Because if she went into court, tried to get a protective order, she's scared of him. Otherwise, she's not going to waste her time doing that. She's scared of him. Why is she scared of him? He's threatened her or something. And now she's dead. So what that tells us, Mr. Perry, is that's not your first rodeo. You've done that before, and you got away with it. Right? Because that was awfully bold. The way criminals usually do things, pattern-wise, Mr. Perry, is they'll start with a small crime, and then they get away with it. And then they'll increase a little bit next time, and then they'll get away with that. And then they'll increase a little bit next time, and then they get away. And as time goes on, they get more bold and more bold and more bold and more bold. But usually by your age, they start getting Alzheimer's and making fuck-ups. And then they start getting caught. And then you're in jail. My guys could do that in an hour. They could do it next week. They could do it next month. You're going to jail. I don't care who else you paid off. Do you understand me? You're not going to bother me forever. When you fuck with me, you guys get caught. All of you. Don't you? And then you're all, who told on me? Who's telling on me? Spends all day typing over my typing. So it should take 5 minutes to do something. It takes 20. Because I got to erase what he's typing. Is it Z? Is it Al? Is it whoever? Kim? Jim? I mean, there's been 20,000 different names he's asked me about. Is it your family? Is it your friends? I told you, do not call my family, my friends, or my kids. Don't. Then you won't have to worry if they're telling on you, will ya? You stay the fuck away from my family and my kids. Stay the fuck away from them. Mr. Perry, stay the fuck away from us. stay the fuck away from all of us. All that happens is you get caught. And you ask me who it is, like you actually think I would even tell you. Even if I knew. Everybody's told they can't talk about it. If they're an informant, guess what they're told? You're not allowed to say a word. Not to anybody. Not even to your spouse. We don't have leaks and you do. Even if I knew, I wouldn't help you. Would not help you. There's people that that I've quoted, I'm sure. I wish to God I knew who it was, because I really liked what they had to say. Really liked. You know who the best one was? The best one I heard was the guy who said, here's a picture of her son. Look at the injuries on his face. He was in a little scuffle fight, something. It's hit 3-4 times. Look at the picture of Mike Neely. Point out the injuries on Mike Neely that looks like he was in a fight. Point him out. I like that. That was the, hold on. That was the best fucking whatever conversation I've heard in a long time. I was like, oh my God, I love that. I wish I knew who the fuck that was. I'm asking my guys, please tell me who that was. They're like, nope, not telling you who that was. Whoever you are, oh my gosh, I love you. That was like the fucking best thing I've heard in a long time, where he's like, look at her kid. She's willing to put her kid out there. Look at his face. My kid Snapchatted his face, or believe me, I wouldn't have done that. But he clearly put it out there first. He's in Vegas right here. He got hit like 3-4 times. Some guy was on crack or something, and they're like fucking around, and the guy just got pissed off and popped him in the face. Security guard was standing right there and stopped him. Everybody went home. Nobody died. My son was the only one hit. He didn't hit back. He said, I had a beer in my hand. It didn't even slosh out. But look, he's got cuts and bruises all over his face. See that, Mr. Perry? And then whoever did this interview was like, now look at my Officer Neely. We try to call him officer. This man is a police officer. In my head still, he's an officer down in need of assist. Nobody's done more to help him than me. You think I'm going to tell you who told on you, Mr. Perry? Jesus. You don't understand words said to you, do you? And you got Alzheimer's because you keep asking me the same questions every day. Is it this person? Is it this person? I'm like, dude, I've fucking told you 1,000 times a day for years. I'm not told that and wouldn't help you if I was. I want you gone. Go watch Sesame Street. There's a secret message in Sesame Street for you. So, anyways, so the guy's like, look at this. Point out the pictures. Point out the injuries on this picture. This is from News on 6, by the way. Look at him and show me all the injuries on him that looks like he was in a fight. Here's this one. That guy was in a fight. Where's the injuries on him that looks like he was in a fight? Where are they? A deadly beatdown, internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head from being knocked back and forth, beaten back and forth and back and forth. So the brain hits the inside of the skull, I guess is what she was trying to say. It's a little easier if you're talking to the doctor versus reading a transcript. I read Officer Neely's file from cover to cover. Do you know how well I know this guy? I don't know him. I met him one time. We talked for 30 minutes when he took my police report. But this thing happened 6 days after that, when I'm saying, we don't know who did this. Nobody saw. But it could be the stalker. One of them, I'm suing, there's a stalker and he's hired a bunch of people. So there's 5 of them in this. And one of them, by the way, has this fucking employee staying right next to me. They keep vandalizing my car. I've not called you. In fact, a brick was thrown at me on the freeway. It totaled my last car. This is actually my new car they got into. They always have a key to my car. They go pay the dealer a little something and get my key. And so Officer Neely, that's pretty much the sum total of what I said to him. Right there, that's it. He went back to the office. He goes, we'll look into it. We'll call you. We think it's ready by Wednesday. I think Gibson told me that. Officer Gibson said, I think it's going to be ready by like Wednesday. The chief has to sign off on it. I said, okay. If it's them, I gotta get a protective order. I can't have this. I mean, this has gone on, and I don't call the police every time I need, have something happens, Mr. Perry. You'd already done 20 other things to my car. I never called the cops. Not the locals. I only do that if I want to get a protective order. But the thing is sometimes I have to have a police officer investigate it. I don't have a choice. That's what they're there for. We put a roof over their head. We put food on their table, Mr. Perry, and a car in their driveway. So they protect us. We take care of them. They're supposed to take care of us. They're not supposed to work for you and be the bitch of a sex pervert like Sheriff Rowan, Clarice. He's my bitch. I pay him. Oh my God. I was like, holy crap, that is something. Okay, so you're looking at, see, all this shit. You were threatening my car specifically. I told him that. Perry's threatening my car specifically. And oh God, what do you know? I got something going on with my car. Gee, what are the chances? But it may not be him. It's possible. It's some other guy. Nobody saw anything. So I can't tell you for certain that's who it is. And then 6 days later, this happened. This horrible tragedy. Horrible tragedy. I'm not letting it go. I'm like a fucking bulldog. And I'm going to tell you the way my personality is. If you're a cop and you're listening to this and you've watched me or you've gotten to know me at all and you're kind of watching the situation, I'm going to tell you something. There's something in me. I don't know where the hell it came from. But there's something inside of me that has gotten me through this. There's a lot of different things that have gotten me through this. Because, I mean, it takes an insane, it takes about half a crazy person to kind of survive the being subjected to this kind of thing for this long. It's been 10 years of this. And these people are not just stalking me. This is not just Neil following this chick around Starbucks. This is, these guys are trying to kill me all the time. Or put me, let's do another false arrest. Got a subjugate her. They want me down. I've kicked some serious criminal ass on this deal. And I mean, I got some bad people wanting me dead. Dead. Gotta shut her up. Yep. But let me tell you something. As long as I'm alive, as long as I'm above 6 feet above ground and not deceased, my life is gonna do something. I have in my mind, like I said, Mr. Perry, results and outcomes are always on my mind. I'm gonna accomplish a certain goal, and God help you if you get in my way. But the way that my personality is I make up my mind to do something. And I've always been this way. I make up my mind to do something. So somebody starts pushing me or threatening me or all this crap that they're trying to do, some people cower and they'll go, okay, I'll back down. Okay, I'll do what you say. Not me, man. I get pissed off. I get fucking pissed off, and you're going to make me go at you harder. And I have 40 officers that are exactly like me in that way. We're not all exactly the same, but in that way we are. You fuck with me, you better fucking watch out. And I know that could get me killed. I know that. Don't care. I really don't. I just fucking don't care. When you start, there's certain people that that God made like me, equipped for such a time as this, that I have the law enforcement background, I have the politics background, and not only that, but a mental toughness that has just been a nightmare for y'all to deal with. I know. I think that's funny. I'm not apologizing, believe me. I don't like you. I mean, I don't like you people. You're fucked up. You're just so fucked up, it's not even funny. And when you fuck with me, you just keep getting caught. That's the only result you've gotten in all these years. This guy, I have fought for him. I've done with that. Perry has my electricity cut off. And I'm trying to make money. He's making sure I don't make money. He made sure there was no way I was making money. I have no lights. I'm taking a fucking shower in the cold. I had barely food. I went and bought a $5 little thing of bean dip from Quick Trip. And I ate that all week long. That's all I had. I had nothing else. I called my ex-husband. They told all my family, don't help her if she calls. Boy, they didn't. None of them helped me. I called my ex-husband. I'm like, I have no electricity. That's too bad. My punishment was my fucking punishment for helping him. Did that make me change my mind, Mr. Perry? Mr. Robertson? Calvin? Did I subjugate? No. What you did is you pissed me the fuck off. I went at it harder. You want to make me have no electricity? Fine. But I'm not going to fucking do what you say. You killed a cop. I come from police. What do you think that did inside of me? Boy, I haven't been that angry in a long time. I haven't been that hurt in a long time. I don't even cry over what you do to me. I didn't cry over not having electricity. You know what I cried over? When he got found guilty, and I know he didn't do it. Where's the marks on him? This is right after the murder. This picture isn't taken a month after. This picture is taken right after. You read the arrest report. It's not like Mr. Powell's all, oh, she's delusional. Well, but Detective Fife listed no injury. Look at this, Powell. Did you read what that says? Suspect Neely went to the hospital. He had a red swollen right hand and a busted lip from a second event after the deadly fight. And he's also got Chief Miller's injuries on here too. Point out for me, Mr. Powell, where are Suspect Neely, Officer Neely? Where's his injuries that are listed in this arrest report right here? Where are they? I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at him, at the picture of him, and I'm thinking of his son and my son, and both of them went through this. They're both going through the same thing. I'm telling my son months before Perry's threatening a false arrest or to kill me. I start getting sick. We start worrying I'm going to die. And then I file a police report. Oh, thank God, maybe this will end it. Maybe Tulsa police will come through for us. Nope. I get a bang on my front door and it's the cops. We're here to arrest you. What? Arrest me for what? Threats and harassment. Where? I'm threatening and arresting? I looked at the guy. The guy that arrested me already knew I had a problem. And I'm looking at him going, you gotta be shitting me with this. I'm not gonna fight with them. I'm not gonna fight with a cop. That's the worst mistake you could make. You just go and you can address all that shit in court. So I get to the police station and I look at him and I go, I gotta call my son. Because I have he's in high school. He's home for lunch right now and I have family and needs to go pick him up. He goes, okay. So I call my son. You know what Charles Perry's been threatening? Yeah, we already prepared for it. I already gave my family papers and everything that they would need. I'm in jail. He goes, oh my God, right? Because my whole family knew I was getting threatened and threatened and threatened and threatened and threatened and threatened. Subjugate. Be my bitch or else. I'll never forget Robertson. And the last time I saw him, here we go again with the, who's telling on us? Who's telling on us? Who's telling on us? That was his last question to me before I cut off all communications with him, unless he's hacking. Who's telling on us? If you tell me who's telling on us, I'll tell you. This was before my false arrest. If he'll tell me who's telling on us, I'll tell you who your real parents are. And I'm looking at him going, I'm not a 6-year-old. I really don't give a fuck. I leaned into his ear and I go fuck yourself. And I turned around and walked off and that was the last thing I said to him. You guys create an anger in me and an animosity in me that you can't even begin to understand. It's more than mental toughness. It is, bitch be crazy. I don't care who you think you fucking are. Maybe that's the way I was raised, in the home of the power in the town where I grew up. So maybe I'm just raised to think like, you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And fuck whoever doesn't go with that. That's too bad. Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Because at the end of the day, the right thing's going to happen. And you don't have to then explain and make excuses for what you've done with your life. Your kids can be proud of something. You've built something. You've made a legacy. And they can be proud of you. And I have to apologize to my children or explain something to my kids. A lie. I'm not living a lie. I'm living exactly who I am. I'm not perfect. I cuss like a motherfucker. But I'll tell you what, you hurt people, I'm going to come at you. And I'm not going to let go until you do. I'm not going to let go until people are free. Peacekeeping. Blessed are the peacemakers. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what life is about. How can I give to you? How can I be of service? The way I want to be of service is I'll do without electricity for a week. I'll do without fucking food for a week. But I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do this. Let him sit in jail for what you did. Not gonna happen. And I just go on with my life and shrug my shoulders and go, oh, well, that's just, I can't, there's nothing I can do. Oh, watch me. You fucking watch me. Nobody's kicked your criminal ass harder than me, have they? I want to know names, Perry. Who, other than me, has kicked your ass, your criminal ass, harder than me? And you think I'd go on a date with you? You're off your nut, man. You're so fucking off your nut. You don't get words said to you. You're like talking to I might as well go talk to a 6-month-old baby. Get it? Pay attention to what's being said to you. If you don't understand it, get some help. Get a special ed teacher. You got a lot of money. Get a fucking special ed teacher to help you understand what words mean. Watch Sesame Street. There's a secret message in that for you. Look at this. You're the victim. You're pissing people off with that, by the way. It's some of the people that are ratting you out. Because nobody's as stupid as y'all. They can tell he's the aggressor. She fucking left town. He's the aggressor. She's not done a fucking thing to him. Didn't somebody say that to you recently? I think she turned her life upside down trying to get away from you and cut off all communication with you. And you come up here and you try to kill her. And then you kill the cop trying to help her. And you fuck with her car. So me making you into the victim is going to be kind of a hard sell, Mr. Perry. Maybe you ought to leave her fucking alone. Except I don't think the guy that said that, I'm the F word I'm saying. Let me tell you something, I used to never cuss. In fact, I used to get pretty upset with people that did. Although it is different, cussing is different when you have young children in your home. I was very, very adamant about people do not cuss around my children. When my children were in my home, I really got upset about it. But they're grown now. My kids don't live with me now. They're all grown up. And when you get subjected to the crime day after day after day after that I have, it tends to make you cuss a little bit. It just becomes a stress relief almost, I guess you could say. Hang on. Do you see that shit right there, Mr. Perry? It's like you don't look at these pictures. It's like it doesn't mean anything to you. It means something to me. My granddad was a police chief in Roswell. His name is on that wall. Damn it. He's not just some cop. He was fucking the bomb. My granddad was incredible, Mr. Perry. He had the same thing happen. Some fucker couldn't keep his pants zipped up. He starts having an affair with the dispatcher, and it's taken away from police business. So my granddad's friends with this man. They go out to eat with him and his wife, my granny. Tells the guy, I need you to stop that because you're taking away time from police business. Like, what the hell are you doing? Well, it turns out the guy's on the city council. He's a city councilman. He forms a committee within the city council and takes over the police department. My granddad's a chief. But he got pissed off because my granddad's like, dude, keep your damn pants zipped up when you come in here. We have work to do. We're servants. Power is in service. Power is in serving people. Not abusing power, abusing women, abusing children, and you think that makes you cool? Jesus. Ugh. Yeah. So, my grandmother showed me, after he passed on, all the newspaper articles on it. They beat him up. They beat my granddad up. That guy badmouthed my granddad to the media, and they printed. There was this back and forth going on. And my granddad was finally like, fuck this, I'm done. He quit. He resigned. And then he ran for sheriff, and he lost that because my dad had done some shitty things, and that came up in that election. So, thanks, Dad, for that. My dad was something. He had a substance abuse problem, and then, supposedly he found Jesus. I don't know if he did or not. I can't tell. There was some years there where he was a good guy, and then I don't know what the hell happened, but I don't talk to him. I haven't talked to him for a long time. But anyways, so then my granddad, he runs for sheriff and he didn't win. But then he gets appointed so you can see his brochure here. He gets appointed to the county treasurer's office and then runs for that after the term ended that he was appointed to serve and won. And then he became a city councilman himself and helped set up all those alien museums, which has, by the way, bought a shit ton of money into that town. And guess what? His name is on the front door of the police station where he was chief, Mr. Perry. God honored him at the end of that, didn't he? My granddad did the right thing, and it wasn't easy. He got shit all over. But guess what? God honored him, you piece of shit. That's the way God does things. At the end of the day, Joseph was in jail for 12 years because he wouldn't, fuck the bitch Potiphar's wife. She went and bared false witness. But guess what? At the end of the day, he became second in command of all of Egypt. That's power. Power's in service. Power's in doing the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. You don't shit all over people. You don't hurt people and think that you're in power. Right now, more than ever in your life, sir, you're getting your criminal ass kicked hard. And you have the nerve to ask me who told? Every fucking day, like you got Alzheimer's. It's repeat. Is it this person? Is it this person? Is it this one? I'm like, you're saying that. First of all, you're not supposed to contact me. You make me, stop contacting me. Hacking is a crime, stalking is a crime, peeping is too. You disgust me. There's a reason other men don't do the shit you do. There's a fucking reason. Everybody didn't act like you. Everyone else can get a date, and you can't. You fucking can't get a real date. Everybody else can, and you cannot. So don't sit there and tell me, I can hack you, I can peep, I can see you. But you can't get a real date, and the men that don't act like you can. Real holding hands, real dinner, real date, they're wanted, and you're not. So shut the fuck up about that. It's asking me who told every damn day, like he actually thinks Listen, there's a secret message for you in Sesame Street. Go watch it. And I'm not going to repeat myself again. Go fucking watch Sesame Street. Look for the secret message and don't contact me again. Leave me the fuck alone, you pathetic fool. Write this down. How many times were you caught before you met me? How many after? How many times were you caught before you fucked with me? How many after? How many dates have you gotten with me? Real dates. None. But how many times have you been caught before you fucked with me? How many after, Mr. Perry? Can you do math? Can you put these things together? Look for the patterns. When you fuck with me, you get caught. When you fuck with me, you get caught. Do you understand words? Am I talking to you like a baby here? Get yourself some help to understand what I just said, because it means something, and it means something big. And I'm going to leave you with this. Go watch Sesame Street. There's a secret message in it for you. Okay? Don't make me repeat myself again. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. There is no fucking way, coming from the house that I come from, that I would have a fucking thing to do with a cop killer. And you're not going to fool me. You might fool everybody else. You're not fooling everybody else. You might fool everybody in your little circle of weirdo. You're not fooling me. And whoever said that, point out for me in the photo. Where are the injuries on Mike Neely that looked like he was in a fight? I love you. I don't know who the hell you are. My guys will not tell me who I'm listening to. And I've begged them on that one. I usually don't really make a big thing of that one, of that information. But I have on that. I don't know who the hell you are, but that was a great thing that you asked. The way you asked, it was a great was it an interview? I don't know what the hell it was. But I'm reluctant to say interview, but it kind of was. Sounded like it. Again, they'll play a recording for me, but I'm in the dark on the rest of it. And there's a reason for that. That's strategy, and it's working. We don't have leaks, and y'all do. So, whoever you were, God bless you. God bless you. I think you're the greatest thing since fucking iced tea. If better than that. Better than that. So, anyways. So, good night, everybody. Mr. Perry, please fucking get off me. Just get the fuck off me. And you won't have near as many problems with getting caught. Because when you fuck with me, my guys go after you. They go at you. And they're not going to let up until you leave me alone. Get out of my life. Get the fuck out of my life. And yes, it is appropriate for anybody that you have hurt to say, you make amends. And right now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for Mr. Neely, officer. Manford police officer Michael Neely. You make amends and you fuck off of us. When you don't, you guys are getting caught in your crime more than ever before in your life. Spot the fucking pattern already. You're slow, people, mentally. I've never seen anything like it. Fucking mental slow. Bad. You need a special education teacher. And I'm irritated with it because I'm not. And I can't stand it. I really can't. Leave me the hell alone. Okay, so I had to do this twice because it was supposed to be one video, and Mr. Perry altered my evidence, so he made it into two. And so I don't know what this one's gonna look like, but this is like we had to redo it. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to point something out real quick. Okay, so the arrest report says Officer Neely, as I'm, complimenting whoever it was that said, point out for me the injuries on Officer Neely that indicates he was in a fight. Remember, he's been accused of beating someone to death. Chief Miller, his best friend, no motive. No one could figure that out in Manford. Why they weren't fighting. So what in the hell happened? And by the way, point out for me on him, where's the injuries that look like he was in a fight? And even the arrest report has two. Red swollen right hand, nothing on the left. As you can see, there's nothing on the left. But look at his right hand has an IV in it. That's why it's red and swollen. If he's beaten someone to death, looking at the injuries Chief Miller had, internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head, severely extensive, severe damage over the head, neck, and face, strangulation. Your hands aren't going to look like that. They're going to be big, swollen, bruised, broken fingers. I mean, you're going to look like you had beat someone because there was a person who died in that fight. It was hit enough times that it caused death, and Officer Neely has nothing like that on him. Not only here in this picture, but in the arrest report, he had a busted lip and nose from being thrown face first into the floor by Hotel John after the fight when they pulled him off Lucky. He was drugged. I was drugged. I'd go to work. Somebody would come in, a customer, some person I'd never seen before, didn't know, buy me a drink. I would go to perform work duties like dance on stage or how to use the restroom or do dollar dances. I'd come back, take a sip. All of a sudden, I'd get real dizzy, nauseous. I'd throw up sometimes. I would have a screaming headache and a metal taste in my mouth. I started Googling symptoms, and arsenic comes up. So I text Mr. Robertson. Basically, we had been kind of talking about what's going on with the drinks. I danced for 6 years. I only had that problem for a few months, right before my false arrest. Oh, by the way, so we also understand, because of recordings of Mr. Perry, that it's election time again, and he's wanting me false arrested again. He wants everybody, shut her up, shut her up, shut her up. Every time it's election time, he wants me arrested. Why do you think that is? Because maybe I know he killed Lucky Miller and not Officer Neely. He is a stalker. He was trying to kill me. He has tried to kill me. So we've been told that, not once or twice, but a lot. There's more than one recording of Mr. Perry talking about it. He is caught. He has threatened a second false arrest. The second I got home from the first one, he wanted to claim he was a victim of harassment. That was the email that was shown earlier. I'm going to send her home. We're going to make her think we're going to leave her alone. And we're going to harass the hell out of her and do things like fuck with her car. And when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us. We're going to go in court and lie. He has done that over and over and over and over. And what was supposed to happen is already documented here. What they planned was get her claim. I filed a motion to vacate, a petition to vacate on fraud in the state case. He went into court and said he wasn't bothering me. Wasn't doing anything to give that court jurisdiction. But oh gosh, there was a shit ton of things. There was a bunch of people. Like you can see here. Oh, of course, now it won't work. Hang on. You can see here, Pinto. That's a recording of a contact within the form state of Oklahoma Pinto offers 5 grand. Sleep with her. Sleep with Mr. Perry. I recorded it. See right here. In fact, he asked me about 4 times if I was wearing a wire. He's oh, there it is right there. Something about, oh, I can't get into that right now because you might have on wire. He's asking me if I'm. He's telling me that's this. I came in. Your husband sent me, and I'm like, I'm not married. And he's like, I'm like, you have the wrong person. What's the girl look like that you're here to see? Your husband sent me. No, but listen, you're not listening. I'm not married, so I don't have a husband. So you have me mixed up with somebody else. Who's your look? What's the girl look like that you came in to see? I'll help you find her. No, the Texas senator. I flipped on my recorder when he said that. What? And so he offers me 5 grand. You're missing the big picture. Okay, whatever. So I'm trying to find where he's. I mean, I recorded the whole conversation. It's about 20 minutes. And he's offering me 5 grand. I told you I'm not his girlfriend. You know, we're arguing about it here. And let's see. It's back up this way, I guess. Right there. So for 2 hours, you can be creeped out and be 5 grand richer. Solicitation of prostitution on behalf of Mr. Perry. If that's not jurisdiction in the forum state of Oklahoma, I don't know what is. There's like 3 or 4 guys like that, um, that texted or something, and that's all here. You can get to all the texts and everything here. So I guess what they want, I filed a petition to vacate. They had the judge deny it on the 17th. I'm supposed to go to Manford on the 18th, where they wanted Manford PD to arrest me because they wanted us to not be too chummy. In my defense for Michael, I guess we got to make sure we fuck up her relationship with Manford Police. Well, I actually I haven't talked to him in a while. I wouldn't say I have a relationship with Manford Police. I have a lot of respect for them. I think that I had some positive interactions with them. So they specifically wanted me in Manford on the 18th, right after they got my order denied. I'm appealing it. So that has to be done by Monday. Has to be filed by Monday. You have 30 days from the date the order was denied, which was on the 17th. And if it falls on, it's actually the 30th day is on Sunday. If it falls on the weekend like that, then you get the next business day, so that's Monday. They've been served notice of appeal. And, I mean, I've heard over the last 2 or 3 days, oh, she was supposed to be arrested last night. She didn't go to work. What? Again, it's election season. Let's go ahead and carry out that harassment plan we planned while she was in jail for the first false arrest. You know, let's try to frame her for a murder. They've tried framing me for a murder. They had a drug dealer come into my club. There's all these girls in there that do drugs. I don't do drugs. Everybody knows that. Well, the guy calls me from across the room. Come here, come here, come here. Ask that cop over there if he wants my drug. Ask that guy over there he said that guy. Ask that guy over there if he wants these drugs. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, that's a cop, first of all. And second of all, I don't touch drugs. I don't have anything to do with drugs. Everybody knows that. I'm looking at him like, do I look like I just fell off the turnip truck that I would fall for that? I turned around and walked off. I couldn't even believe I'm like, surely you know by now I'm not that stupid. So then they had one of these guys, Terry Wagner. You can see it back on that page I was just on. Give me, he has his ex-wife did auction. So their house looks like a fucking junkyard. I mean, she passed away, by the way, and he wanted to come into my club and get a lap dance the night she died. It was weird. So those texts are also on that page. And so there's like all this stuff they try to do, get her cigarette butts and get her, trying to think all the stuff they had somebody come in and get my cigarette butts forever, all the time. Hang on. Okay, so these are all on the docket and the state case. So they wanted that judge to deny me on the 17th of December, which he did. See, Perry doesn't know which judges are recording them and which ones aren't.
They don't know which ones are helping us and which ones aren't. I couldn't do this alone. I have to help. There's no way I could do it by myself, Perry. So, but that they've recorded you guys over the last several months talking about it's election season. We gotta what we want to do is have her put in jail, and then Perry can announce he's gonna run for X. I don't even know what he's gonna run for. I don't even care. I don't live in Texas. I haven't lived there for 8 years. I don't like Texas. You run for whatever the hell you want to. I endorse you. Believe me, because if you're out campaigning, you're out working, kissing babies, and shaking hands. You're not bothering me. So you run for whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell you something. In Lubbock, you can be a serial killer. As long as you get up and say you're pro-life and you're pro-gun rights, they'll vote for you. Go run. Go run. Don't let me stop you. So, plus my guys want to talk to you. Whether you do your second false arrest or not, or you killed me or something, my guys are going to go see you. They're going to go talk to you. You've already talked to 2 of them, or 6. Is it 2 or 6? I see. I'm not even going to tell you how many you've talked to. All 5 of you, Josh, Joe, David, Matt, and Perry, have all talked to my guys face to face. They're undercover. They can sting out better than I can, and I'm good at it. You guys didn't know I was sting up in Mitchell and Myers, did you? You keep asking if I'm a cop. You had them ask if I'm a cop, but it didn't occur to you I wouldn't look into Mike's deal. So if I can sting up like that, where you don't even know you're being sting up, you don't think the guys helping me can do that too? We can all do it, and you won't know. And all of you have already talked to them more than once. So when you go run for whatever it is, doesn't matter where I am, they're going to still do their job. They're still going to do their job, Perry. So they're collecting my cigarette butts, and I text the waitress about it. I'm like, let him collect don't dump the ashtray. Let them collect them. Let's see what they're going to do with it. Oh, they were going to frame me for murder with it. They've done all kinds of shit, trying to get me on this and frame me for that, and try to trick her into that, and she dances with her shoes off, and I did, but I had my feet covered. I always wear socks. So I've gotten, because Mr. Perry does this kind of shit, you have no idea how many cops I've given fucking lap dances to. And in fact, one of the guys that I used to work, one of the bouncers, some cops would come in and just flat tell you I'm a cop, I'm off duty, or I'm undercover. Either way, some of them would just flat tell you that. Those 2 came in August that led to the letter to the U.S. attorney that I wrote, and said, we're cops. They didn't tell me which jurisdiction they were from, and I didn't ask. And they gave me their names, but I'm not sure that's their names. And I don't even remember now. But they said that senator from Texas just wants us to find a way to put you in jail. He's just looking for something. Like, this guy's crazy. And I'm sorry you're having to go through this, but we told him no. But that doesn't mean there's not going to be an asshole that'll do it. And he's had, several try to do it. Just find something. Just make something up. Just plant something on her. Just try to trick her into a drug trafficking charge. Blah, on and on and on. The list is long. My guys have me take a picture of the jewelry Terry gives me. They're like, we're going to starve her. Have her take that jewelry to a pawn shop. Then we'll say it's stolen. She's in possession of stolen. And I'm like, oh my God. He gave that shit to me. He's like, take a picture. They're like, take a picture. Let's look at it. So I take a picture of it. They take it to their jewelry guy. And their jewelry guy goes, this jewelry isn't worth shit. A pawn shop isn't going to take it. It's like Walmart crap. It's not even worth $10. A pawn shop won't even take it. So I don't think they had given it to her yet. Well, when I found that he was going to do that to me, I cut him off. I haven't talked to him since. But anyway, so this was, I'm telling the waitress, this was several years ago. The date's on it. They're taking all my cigarette butts. Perry's got his people in there doing that. But my guy, so one of the guys I'm working with tells me, the bouncer, he's like, we get cops coming here. Everybody else goes and fucking hides in the back. You go right to them. I'm like, why wouldn't I? I was raised by police. It's like going to dinner with my family to me. It's not a big deal. And he's like laughing at me. He's like, some of those guys are trying to get you for that senator. And I'm like, I get it. I can handle it. I got it. So I gave a lot of lap dances to a lot of cops with my socks on. And guess what? I've asked them, So what's the deal with the shoes? It's a prostitution charge in some states when you're not wearing your shoes in a lap dance or you walk across the floor. And they were like, you have to keep your feet covered. You got socks on, you're good. I'm like, okay, because I don't want to poke a hole in the furniture when I'm giving a lap dance. I'm not going to, if you've not had a lap dance, I'm not going to, it's not anything vulgar or anything like that. I'm not going to explain it though. It's a strip club. I don't really want to explain what, you don't, it's not vulgar or anything like that at all, but still, I'm not, I'm not going to explain what all a girl does in a lap dance. It's just, it's not really appropriate for this. But and it's not vulgar or anything like that. It's just you stand on the bench and you don't want to poke a hole in it with your shoe. So you take your shoe off. Every girl in every strip club everywhere does it. I learned it at Godiva's. All those girls do it. And a lot of them don't have socks on. So this is bullshit. Let's do a Stormy Daniel. So, but this is how bad Perry needs a cover up. This is how bad he needs a campaign smear, something, something, bearing a false witness. Lie after lie after lie after lie. And I'm constantly going, you're caught. I told you so. You're caught. I told you so. I did know Michael Neely was drugged 2 months before it was on the docket or public. Because my guys went over and talked to those people over there, Perry. The officers investigating you went over to Escambia and talked to those guys over there. What the fuck happened here? He's not got a mark on him, Mr. Perry. And what you could have done is one of three things. Be dismissive and not respond to anything at all. You had nothing to do with that murder, supposedly. Or number two, agree that he has nothing on him. But we didn't do that, and we don't want to be suspected of that. So let's find out who really did it. We support police. We backed up Blue. But you didn't say that either. In fact, I've heard that you guys were telling media we think the right guy's in jail. How the fuck do you think that, though? And we know that's not true, because I'm supposed to testify. Do you realize everybody's questioning? How come she's never allowed into court? When you hear her podcast, you know why. You know exactly why. She's got something on these guys. I've pretty much said quite a bit of what we have on you guys. Holier than thou. So that's why they won't let her in. Hearing after hearing. There should have been by law a hearing on that order. That was the 17th. Patel versus OMH says there must be a hearing, and there was no hearing. On a jurisdiction issue where the burden of proof is on me, and I have text after text after text after recording after, like the Pinto thing, and you guys have a hearing and it's ex parte and I'm not allowed in. Burden of proof is on me. And then the Michael Neely thing, I'm an outcome changer and you know it. And you're not fooling anybody. You want me arrested again because it's election time again. You wanted to have the judge dismiss my claims on the 17th. I'm supposed to go to Manford on the 18th, which is none of your business. You weren't supposed to know that. We had a family Christmas thing planned that day. My family actually doesn't live in Manford. You don't have to go into Manford to get to their house. So what? You had somebody gonna steal my driver's license while I'm out talking to my cousin in my car, is what we heard you guys talking about on a recording. Send her into Manford to the store, have Jerry pull her over and put her ass in jail. So she shuts up. You're caught. And then over the last week or so, there's been 2 or 3 more times. We wanted her arrested again. She didn't go to work. They need her shut up so he can announce. They need her shut up. Duly noted for the record. You intend maliciously to commit a fraud in a court of law, because there's no other way I'd be arrested. I'm not a criminal. I just want you to leave me the fuck alone. I don't like being your Jerry Springer show. Never wanted that. You had 4 years to leave me the fuck alone. Only a few close friends knew there was a problem with you stalking. pulling up behind a woman's home, watching her in the backyard, showing up at Carino's like you did in Cheryl's email. All this has been out there, Mr. Perry. People have seen it over and over and over and over. That's stalking. That has nothing to do with your political whatever. I helped you get elected. I did a fundraiser for you for Texas Chiropractic Association. I raised money for your campaign. That's all I did for them, but I did that. And you wouldn't fucking leave me alone. So then I stopped doing politics completely and did medical for a year, almost. And then you fucked with that. So I left. Then I started dancing. He won't bother me in a strip club. And you did. Here comes David. Here comes it's some other people. I'm not going to name all the names because some of those people are helping us, and I'm not going to say all the names. But I'm going to tell you this: more than ever in your life, you're caught. More than ever in your life, you're caught. More than ever in your life, you're caught. More than ever in your life, and you're off your nut if you think people don't know it. You just really are delusional. You think peeping is a date. It's not a date, it's a crime. You think you got a cover up and nobody will suspect a thing. We laugh at you guys. We laugh. We're like, oh my gosh, they really think that. They fucking really believe that. That's insane. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. People get mad at you because you insult their intelligence. He thinks we don't know. He thinks we don't know. Wow. We weren't born yesterday. Why does he think we wouldn't know? Of course we know. There's too much out there. There is a whole page here, Mr. Perry, of all kinds of videos and evidence and texts and emails that no judge yet has seen. Because you have here all these ex parte hearings, or when by law they're supposed to be hearing, there's not. There's all this stuff that you've done for so long that has built up and built up and built up. And if I have a McNamara email and a harassment email and a Mike was drugged email and he wants to take my car away email and he wants me false arrested again, then where's the recordings that led to that email? See, you don't know who in law enforcement has those and what courtroom they've already been played in. But what I'm telling you is I couldn't do it by myself. And we don't have leaks because I'm not told who tells on you. And no one is. All of that is highly, highly confidential. Very, very classified. No one is going to know who the informants are because you have a bad habit of killing people or false arresting them. So, we have, in all this time, not had any leaks. Because our guys are very, very careful who they'll work with, who they'll trust, and nobody is allowed to say a word. So you can make all the phone calls you want. You can, I guess you guys said, they tell me they had your uncle Corky call around to the family to see if any of them are talking. Nobody's going to talk to you about that. If they are or they are not, you don't get to know that. You're the criminal here. You're the criminal. You're the danger. You're the threat. You can make all the phone calls you want to make. You're not going to get answers because you have a bad habit of hurting people. And I've said this before. It's just common sense, is it not? Over and over and over, we say the same thing. Oh, no one is told that. I'm not even told that. I don't know who is the leaks. And even if I did, I would never help you. Because you're fucking dangerous. You're fucking dangerous. There's a way they can do an investigation and not reveal who they are and get everybody, all of you. Do you know there's a new thing? I've been saying they want all of you. There's no deal. And we're done. And they want to make sure there's no appeals, there's nothing. You're gone. You're done. All of you. And there's a no drop on domestic violence. Do you know that? Look it up. I'm not going to explain all that shit to you. I don't want you in my life. All you had to do is leave me alone. All you had to do is leave me the fuck alone. and not give anybody anything else to find. Just like when the guy said, go ask that man if he wants my drugs. And I'm looking at that man. I'm like, that's a fucking cop. You're shitting me with that, right? Do I look like I just fell off the turnip truck? Are you really think I'm that stupid? See, I right there, Perry. I could say yes or no. I have a choice. A drug dealer wants me to go ask a man if he wants his drugs. I could have said sure, just to be nice. He's a customer. I'll help him out here. Go over, ask the guy. I do want that man's drugs, and thinking it's just some innocent, whatever. It's a strip club. Drugs are there, but I did. What the, I'm like, yeah, I wasn't born yesterday. I mean, surely you can tell I'm not 20. Surely, little dude, drug dealer guy, you can tell I'm not 20. Please, like, really, you're asking me this? So I'm at this point, I can say yes or no. I chose no. I mean, duh. But like, you have the same choices, Perry. You can commit the crime or not. You can turn your fucking video voyeurism cameras off and go fucking work like everybody else. Then there's nothing to find. Get off the phones and stop calling people to ask them to hurt me. And then there's nothing to find. It's not hard. We all do it. All of us have never once had to buy a cop or a judge, ever. And you've bought cop after cop after judge after judge after cop. 25 million fucking dollars. That's a lot of money. Isn't it? To spend for a cover-up you didn't get. It's election time. You want me back in jail or dead. Again. You've been trying that, actually, for a while. So it's duly noted, sir, for the record. And it's duly noted because it was recorded. You guys were recorded talking about it first, and then I'm told. And then I hear that recording. Sometimes I hear they play a live feed for me, but most of the time it's a recording. And if they got a live feed, they're recording the live feed. Leave me the fuck alone. Get the hell out of my life. I'm not going to recant my claims. I'm not going to give you your apology. That's the other thing. We just need her to apologize. You were talking to somebody before. We want you to just find a way to arrest her. We just need her to apologize. Can I just be candid with you? We are doing what she says. We just need it covered up. That was recorded too. And the guy was like, dude, you've already spent $25 million and you don't have a cover up? How about just try and leave her alone? Didn't he tell you that? Did he or didn't he? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave me the fuck alone. Go work. You desperately need an alibi, and you don't have one. You need something to prove you're doing anything but what I say you're doing. Go shake hands, go kiss babies, go be seen with your wife and your children, and leave me and mine the fuck alone. I don't like you. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I moved twice, completely changed my life to get away from you. All you had to do is leave me the fuck alone. Stop imposing your weirdo on everybody that doesn't want anything to do with your weirdo. That would be me and my family. Leave us alone. You're breaking the law. Stalking is a crime. Hacking and peeping are crimes. You know why? People don't like it when you do that. When you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. And I don't. It's disgusting. You are disturbing people, sir, and so it's not that hard to get information as to what you're trying to do, because you're making people very, very upset and uncomfortable. So please stop. Thank you.